Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is packed with secrets and hidden details that reference the FNAF video games. And in this video, I'm gonna tell you all of them. Here you have 15 hidden details from video games in the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie. Charlotte's death is the beginning of Five Nights at Freddy's 2, and it's the first big change compared to the games. The girl is murdered backstage in the pizzeria, not outside. In the games, the marionette goes out to look for her and finds her dead in an alleyway, which is when it becomes bound to her spirit. In the movie, Charlotte falls into the marionette's arms as the trapdoor opens. At the end of FNAF 6, Henry says,
"I'm sorry that on that day, the day you were shut out and left to die, no one was there to lift you up into their arms, the way you lifted others into yours."
A reference to everyone ignoring
Chica? Freddy? Bonnie?
I was blown away in the first Freddy's with the animatronics, and then the toys are just a whole other level, and to see them side by side with the originals, it's very cool. And on top of that, they have to do some very complex puppeteering in this one.
The new animatronics that Henson Creature Shop built for this movie are incredible. The toy animatronics specifically are so colorful and shiny, and taking a cue obviously from the designs of the game and wanting to be really authentic to that was a great starting point, but there was so much to figure out in terms of how the textures were going to look on camera and the color palette in the settings of a dark and haunted pizzeria.
The coolest part is watching Piper's interaction with them.
Oh my.
She is a mega fan of the games and of the lore and of the worlds, and so for her, she just lights up and loses her mind. That's very cool to see.
It was really interesting seeing the toys very, very early stages in development at Jim Henson's. And then the first time I saw a full one was at the science fair scene when I saw Toy Chica, and I was like, it's Toy Chica!
Chica?
Abby, you've come back to us.
Chica!
The most challenging part about playing Toy Chica, I would say, is
when I saw Toy Chica, and I was like, it's Toy Chica!
Chica?
Abby, you've come back to us.
Chica!
the most challenging part about playing Toy Chica, I would say, is the suit.
Does it feel different? The headphone is heavy.
The suit is very different than the original. It's like wearing a suit of armor, so it's a little bit more restrictive, and it kind of hinders a lot of my movement. So I had to find ways to express Toy Chica in her frustration or her celebration within the suit.
Do you like it?
It's neat, but it's different.
In the first film, they were more soft, kind of fleece covered, whereas the toy characters are more like an auto body finish. It's more shiny, so it's a different materials, different techniques to create those costumes.
I think the toy suits look amazing. Our head molding got better. It's a harder, different kind of plastic, so the joints needed to, slide and glide a lot different than the first costumes for the OG Bonnie and Freddy and Chica.
It's great. It's looking good.
And a lot of times you had to move your arm in a certain way to be able to move it. We couldn't sit down in the toy suits because it would deform the plastic. So when we were in, and we had to figure out ways of resting without being able to sit.
And 3, 2, 1, action!
Putting on the OG costumes definitely felt like putting on an old glove, whereas the toy suits were kind of hard and pinching.
Dude, that costume is legendary. I don't know. Seems kind of fake to me.
The most challenging part of playing either version of Freddy is the limitation of movement, because you're still playing a character that has motivations, it has goals, it has emotions. The difficulty is that you have a limited palette of movements to accomplish those.
How's it feel, Kevin?
Good.
Yeah?
I'm just learning where I can move and where I can't.
With the creature costumes, you have no face. That's up to the puppeteers. They do all of the facial emotions and all that stuff. Even the difference between the original Freddy and the toy Freddy, the movement is way more limited because of the nature of the texture of the costumes.
All right, here we go. And step. And step. And step.
The working relationship that we have with the puppeteers goes hand in hand. They are amazing at their job and really bring the characters to life. Without them, you wouldn't see the facial expressions. What the puppeteers do is they bring it to life even more. They kind of add to that soul.
I watched a small interaction between Emma and one of the puppeteers, and he was sort of offering up different ways how the animatronic might turn its head, and he gave sort of 6 or 7 different offers, and each one was sort of more interesting and filled with life than the next. So I'm just sort of blown away by their creativity and artistry.
I think the skill that's kind of very specific to puppeteers when we work in film and television is our work with monitors. Because we're creating the illusion of life in this character, we need to be able to see what the director's seeing and ultimately what the audience is going to see.
I do believe that there's something to these animatronics that really lures kids in. I feel like it gives kids the opportunity to relate to something that isn't necessarily human in a way.
The animatronics were everything young me as a fan could have dreamed of. You just got toy Freddy trotting around, and they have like the eyes moving, and getting to watch them actually brought to life by these incredible puppeteers. It's fantastic.
They have so many more animatronics in this one, and they're really impressive. Withered Bonnie was really cool to see, especially since he's so much taller than the other Bonnies.
I thought the Withereds were so cool, like Withered Foxy and Chica. Loved those guys.
This is actually our balloon boy from the first FNAF movie. He's a smaller version than the real animatronic. And in this movie, he's actually a full-size, about 3.5 feet tall toy animatronic, like the rest of our toy animatronics. Fans will love seeing him in the film because he looks like he's been pulled straight out of the game. He looks exactly like the in-game model.
One other animatronic that we got to include in this film, the Circus Baby. The kids on set, including Piper, were just over the moon, and Piper was just asking me questions about Circus Baby every day. How big is she? What color are her eyes?
Circus Baby comes in to this very room that I'm in with her green eyes, not blue-green. I was reading the script. It didn't say Circus Baby exactly, and I knew exactly what it was describing. I said verbally, Circus Baby!
The finale sequence for this film involves so many animatronics, and animatronics fighting each other and us fighting with them.
They do so much more this time around. So we had to not really build them sturdier, but there was a lot of different materials that we had to make costumes out of to make sure that the stunt performers could fly through a window or get smashed. We built different versions of each costume. One of the Bonnie costumes might be the hero costume. That's very pretty, it's all hard shell. And then we have a completely different costume that's made out of more squishier urethane that can be pulled through a window, and it's not gonna hurt the performer, it's not gonna hurt the costume.
When we were filming the finale, we were taking it in pieces because there was so much action, there were so many animatronics. So it was shot over the course of many days.
Break their bones. Crush them.
The challenges were kind of twofold. One was technical, and the other was emotional. And how do we keep our actors feeling the intensity of a final showdown and also an emotional catharsis?
Being an actor and just standing there in a room with 9 animatronics pretending that it's real is a very challenging, unique experience. Which is also one of the reasons why it is so great to be working with actual puppets and animatronics as opposed to something that's CG, because you have a physical thing to interact with. What that also does, though, is that makes you feel a little ridiculous sometimes. So it's finding that balance and, you know, trying to stay focused when all that's happening.
Abby, you've been a very, very bad girl.
This is the first time I'd seen these incredible puppeteers and performers operating, and everyone else is walking around like it's the most normal thing in the world that a sort of 7-foot rabbit takes its head off to have a sip of water, but I was completely awestruck that there were even people inside them.
For most of this film, it's felt like I was in an action movie, which is really fun.
I had to personally dodge multiple animatronics. They were coming out of here, coming out of there. Back up, oh, what's that? Another animatronic. It was a lot.
That was really a testament to our cast. They stayed in the moment. I think the whole sequence comes together beautifully. I feel so many things when I watch it in the best possible way.